Hey y'all, this is just a quick review of the Babyhawk R 2-inch racing drone. I love how this thing flies. It is by far my favorite drone to fly. Pretty much does everything my 5-inch does, and yet with the small size, when people see me flying at the park, it doesn't freak them out. Like, comparison in my hand, look how small that is. I can almost put this in my pocket and people think, oh, look at the nice toy, and yet you can rip all over the park. I'm very happy with it. Some people complain about that capacitor sticking out the side. I got used to looking at it. It's never caused me a problem. I added this Axie 2 antenna. I found that just cleaned things up a bit, especially when I'm in the trees and range. I got the Avon props on it, work really nice. I did get my Dremel out, as you can see, and just ground out the plastic and changed up the camera to this micro eagle. As you can see, gives you a much bigger lens. In bright sunny days, I actually prefer the original Swift, but I like flying at night when the sun's going down, and with this camera, I could almost fly in the dark with this thing. It is just great for low light flying. So I really enjoy that. Yeah, very happy with this. Like, I'm not a guy to fool around with the settings, and this thing is dialed in and just goes where you point it. Very easy to fly, lots of fun. Smashed into trees, smashed in the ground many times. Only issue I've ever had is maybe dinging up a prop and having to change the prop up. But other than that, it's been solid. I picked this up January 2018 in Orlando, Florida from Graves RC. Great store. Guys really helpful, really know their stuff. And they hooked me up with these tattoo batteries. Started out flying it on the 450 75C 3S batteries. Really good. The only complaint was the battery strap that it came with. The battery was a little small, so you really had to make sure that battery was in there so it didn't slip around when you're flying, especially if you're doing a lot of flips and turns. I end up, I thought it would be too big. I end up going to this 850, and I like it. It's my go-to battery too now. It stays in there nice and solid, and it gives me a good 5 to 6 minutes of flight time. So between these two batteries, I've been having a lot of fun with it. So this quad, for an all-around quad, going out and having a good time, I highly recommend it. Can't beat the price. Does a great job. The only issue I've ever run into is running a Spectrum receiver. It got out of range on me and fell out of the sky. I do prefer FR Sky. At least with that, you got the RSSI meter and can always see how far in or out of range you are with your radio. So if all my quads now, I fly FR Sky, but because I buy a lot of different toys, I find myself still using Spectrum. But if you do get it, and you have an FR Sky radio, I would get it with that, just for that meter, so you know what range you're in. Okay, take care.